Hello, gentlemen. Um, some people required me to do a tutorial for character modeling, and though I'm not really a character modeler, I do know some modeling and some edge flow stories. So I'm gonna make a tutorial for this anyway, but I just want to make clear that I don't have the, how you call this, the like the perfect way or the Jesus edge flow or anything like that. It's just my technique, and I'm going to show you my technique and my sort of edge flow that I used to pick, and from there you can decide whether if you want or not follow me on this way, or maybe you learn some own things and interpret them in your own way. That's cool too. So I want to try and do this as a whole video, just modeling a complete character head. So I'm going to focus just the head for now, but I want to do this in one video, just one go for this. So to I have two different sorts of modeling techniques, and you know when you work with a reference that is um, there are real taken photos like from 3D.sk, something from them. It's very easy, or that's not very easy, but it's a different modeling workflow than working with your own character concepts and model sheets if you made some. So what I'm going to show you here, let's jump into Photoshop, is some character concepts that I did today, and I want to model this character here. This one, so this is my front view, and I just drew a sort of a side view. So to make this ready for importing these like real modeling references into Maya, what I'm going to pick is first I'm going to isolate these heads from the rest of the stuff that's going on here, and then okay, so we got them here now. Let's get some background coloring here. Maybe let's pick the this color. Okay, so now let's start with the front head. You see he's clearly tilted to the side. So let's get some of this, one of these lines here, these grid lines. You can pick them when you have this ruler here. I think the hotkey for this is Control R. Yes, it is. And then you can pick some. Just click here on the side and drag your ruler on the way. So hit the V key, move my layer, Control T to go into transform mode, rotate this just a little to sort of align it for it to be, I think this should be good. I drew him with sort of an asymmetric smile, but that won't bother us too much now. You can clearly see this side of the head is a little bit larger than this one. I'm gonna see how this looks like if I mirror it. So we can do this, flip this, and see what happens if we mirror it. Looks sort of like Frankenstein. Let's see what happens if we mirror the left side. This is just for knowing what you drew and what you, because when you draw, you will always draw asymmetrically, and that's good because that's what makes a character. He looks It's funny. Okay, doesn't matter. So let's keep this by now. There will be some problems when we model, because of we will just model one side of the head, and we'll then have to sort of mirror it and make it look like this one later on. But I think I'm going to do this in Mudbox when my general topology is finished. So let's say we're finished with this, just by this. Now let's get some eyeline and start to adjust the side view. Maybe we can, and you can clearly see this is fairly the same. Yes, a little bit more hair. Yeah, you can see his hair starts on the side view a little bit lower than on the front view, and on the front view it's a little bit higher. So this doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go for the headline, which is around. It goes from like here, and it maximum is like here. See this? Okay, let's go down. I see he has a little bit lower chin. These are things that doesn't bother too much. You can always model things looking on the side view and referring to the front view just for seeing how things extend in the x-axis and stuff. So let's call this okay. I'm gonna crop this image for it to don't be too large. We don't need all of the rest. Then, and yeah, that's it. Let's save this out. File, save as. Okay. Documents. Oh wait, no. Where is this? My projects default. Source images. Where the fuck am I? Here, yeah. Concepts. Let's put this just here as a JPEG. Call it mail SHA-1. Okay. So that's finished by now. Now let's get into Maya. Just a very quick overview in Photoshop. Now what I first do is I get some reference images, reference planes. So I draw a polygon plane, and now let's assign a new shader, new material. Let's pick a surface shader, get into this alt color, choose file, and let's take a look for HR1. Bam. You see, it looks very blob. I don't know what this is, how this is called in English. Blobby, very low res. You can go here in the surface shader, surface hardware texturing, texture channel, pick out color, and now you see everything looks fine. Now you have to take a look, to be careful, take a look. What are your image dimensions? So I'm gonna take a look for mine. Computer, documents, my projects, source images. Come on. Yep. 2370 times 1544. So now let's pick this up here. Let's scale this in X for, let's say 23.7. And Z is 50.44. See, my image is 2370 pixels wide and 1544 pixels high. So now when we got this, we can pick the scale tool and scale this up in all axes, so we keep our proportions. And yeah, let's call this okay for now. Let's align this in the grid. 90, 180. Okay. And go to the front view. Move this to the side, duplicate it, move this, and oops. Okay, like this, 180, and move this to align, maybe like this. Okay, now let's move to the side view, hit 5 and 6 to get to our textured and colored and shaded views. Use this as a side view, and let's save our scene. Make character 1. Underscore 0. Okay. So we're ready with the setup. Let's move this out of the way. This too. Okay. And now we can start modeling. So what I do on drawing things like this is, since you know where every vertex on these outlines goes for front and side view, but you don't know where does the vertex go that is around here or here or here. You don't have any clear position for this in any view. So I really start with a flat view, so in the front view, and I start with a simple gray polygon here on the eye. Let's create the eyebrow, just like so. Move some vertices, and now let's start extruding. I really do not count my edges, my number of edges. I try to keep them fairly low, that's all, and then see where I can adjust things. Okay. Turn off reflection, it's getting in the way. Okay. And now what I'm gonna do right now is to model the face flat. So just on the front plane, getting all my edge flows and edge loops the way I like them, and then see what's going on next. Let's turn on my polygon count. See, I've got 2 edges selected because I extruded twice. Okay, here. I think I'm gonna pick this up here. This one here. Move this inward. Now extrude. Let's get just to the very bottom of the nose. Just like this. Do some reshaping. Okay. Yeah, so now we need to get our edge loops for the run to run the ADIs. Now let's, for this sake, a new face, just like here. save this and combine. And now let's start extruding from here and following the eye shape. And take care of having your edge count for this lower and the outside edges always be the same. Okay, so this one will go to this one. Now here we still don't know how much edges we're going to need, so we initially will try to keep the edge count fairly low. For now, just the exact same amount that we got on the top side. Okay. And now bridge them edges. Okay. So now we got our first edge ring. Maybe we need to do some adjusting here because I want to have at least one subdivision for the eyebrow, and a little bit more going on around here. So like this. And now what I like to have is a edge ring just around this tip of the nose. So for doing that, select these two edges, extrude them to the outside like this, and merge these top two. So now I got these nice edge ring to shape the nose a little bit further later on. Now let's start connecting the edges for here. So we can do this with the bridge tool for now. Select all of these and these two, and we then get rid of them and bridge. And yeah, that's for now. Just very simple edge flow and edge loops and topology. I mean, nothing too high poly for now. Okay, maybe just one extra division here. And now let's strip down to the mouth. And here on the eye. Like so. I think we need some divisions here and there. Let's add them here now. This is a little bit too low. Okay, like so. And maybe one here. This is also a little bit too big of a spot. Come on, give me edges. Okay. So, and now let's take this edge here and try to get this topology for the cheeks here for this part, so that this needs to flow like so around, like this, around the mouth. Let's keep the edge count very low for this beginning process. Okay, this is not the corner of his mouth. We need some place, some room for the other edges going to flow here. This is because of his smile, so we need some. Let's just go here. His mouth will just start like this. I picked a sort of a not so easy image to model, but however, this will work. Okay, and one more. And now we need to space them out a little bit more evenly. And we got some pretty interesting edge flow for now. Okay, now let's bridge these two. Okay, then you see here we will need some more geometry than what is coming from here, so I'm going to do some more splits and give me some more for here too. Let's put this a little bit lower. Another split. So we got 4 splits. That should be enough for now. Now I can connect these vertices. We need some more geometry here. And it's gonna take care of that later. I'm gonna do more of his forehead. Extrude this out to like this. Do like 2 divisions. Should be enough for now. Let's move this down again. Okay. Maybe we can extrude this part just one more time. Like this. Mesh. Okay. So now we have some nice rings around the eyes. And now we need to figure out this. So let's take this center this middle edge, extrude this here, scale it out. This will pass along. Okay, to maybe this. We just want to model the front of his face. So now let's take this tool and close these edges. And here. And here. We need some one split here. Okay. Let's start to split the nose. So now we can close this one and this one. And now we need some loops around the mouth. So what I'm gonna do now is I need to figure out a little bit. Man, this mouth is distracting me. I don't know if I need this face for now because this is going to make the inside of the mouth. So we scale this down to just where his lips start, which is like this. Oh no, this is for now maybe a little bit boring. Me just talking now and then, seeing me move vertices around, but this is how it is. Okay. So now we got this. We can close the edges here. Okay. Save again. Remember to save a lot and always delete history, and before delete history save, because Maya tends to crash when performing this. So when everything is saved out, I think I'm gonna introduce one extra split here. Looks good. Maybe adjust the edge flow just a little. Okay. I don't like this too much up here. Okay, this looks better. Okay. Okay, so now let's finish this first part by closing this here and here. And now we have the initial face geometry ready. Maybe before continuing, just try to adjust parts of this area and inserting an edge-to-edge loop for here. Okay, so let's say I'm satisfied with this. I'm save it, and I'm go to the side view. Now it's important to have both views active to see what vertex we are moving. Now we can see, let's take the entire center part and start to adjust it to its positions on the side view. Very rough for now. Okay. Now let's take the next part. And you see, from now on, it's sort of like guessing the way your character's face is formed, and applying some changes to it. So see, this is not good. Let's move this forward. Let's move this even closer. Okay. Now, next, this could have been maybe too much vertices already. So now let's do the loop around the mouth. Whoop. I recommend maybe you turn on some music or something, because it may be boring to just listen to me when I do this. Okay, so now we are about to start the basic shape of the nose. Save. Now this is we're just pushing vertices around, so I won't talk too much now. Okay, so now the mouth part is done for now. Let's do the corners. So see the edge here goes just about the center here, so this needs to go much more to the front, like this. And now very slowly going back. Save. This is maybe too far in. We're almost done. No, just about missing the eye. Okay. Excuse me. See, the eyes do not match up too accurately. So I'm going to just guess a little. And so the corners of the eyes. So this part is the inside, and then it's moving out. So it's the furthest out part of the eye. And now it's going back in Z again. Now the same thing for the top side. This is like the furthest out, so it needs to go like here, and then it's going back in again and a little bit lower, like this, and this. Okay. Now we miss some of these last vertices. It's about to finish now. Okay, so now let's start to fix some vertices. I guess they need to be okay. So let's call this finish. This is our first part. Oops. Let's call back the perspective view. Smooth the normals. And take a look at this. Okay, see, it's sort of very flat. I think we can give him a little bit more cheek. Okay. Yes. And here you see we got some very weird shit going on. Need to move this forward. Give him a little bit more forehead again. Now let's take these eye edges and extrude them in. Just a little. Okay. So see this? This is very very this topology is not good here. I'm gonna fix this. Now what I wanna have is this ring. I don't wanna destroy that. So what can I do? Let's see. I'm going to save. Let's try to connect from here to there. You see now we got one triangle, one 5-edge polygon. Let's connect this here. And now I sort of like to keep this edge and drive this around here. So I'm going to keep this to this point. Delete that. And that. Okay, now what I see I can do is connect this like so. And now I need to draw this edge further in, connect here, and there I have it. I got a much nicer and cleaner topology around here. And I got an extra edge loop for the nose to be shaped that we really need. So let's start doing that. We may need even more. It's starting to get shape. Just in an early point of modeling like this, it's already starting to get shape, so I like this. Save this progress. You need to get into the habit of saving every few minutes, or not seconds, because you don't know when Maya will crash the next time. Okay. Ooh, what's happening here? Look at this. This looks ugly. To focus this, let's get into face modes again. I don't know why my polygon count disappeared. So you can see here I have one face selected. This is okay. I have two faces, two faces, two faces. I don't know what happened here. I'm going to select all of these and delete them because this was okay and this was not okay. Okay, this looks okay. And this too. Oh, we see we have now two faces selected. This is very strange. I think I extruded something twice. Okay, I think I see what happens. Yes. One face, two faces, two faces, one face, one face, one face. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15. 15. Okay. Now we fix this. We can reconnect this. It's always good to fix it like this as early as possible because it can get really ugly if you don't notice modeling errors like this early enough. I think we can make this go a little bit more. Oh, we are already at 15 minutes. Maybe I can get this sort of to a good point in about an hour, or this could be a video like for 2 or 2.5 hours. Let's see, save this. Look at it. Doesn't look too bad. I still don't like shit going on around here. This vertex needs to be connected. And we got two edges over here. So sorry, this one and delete it. Okay. Now this looks okay. Very good. So the mouth, especially the lips and the way the lips fold into the mouth, is a very complex shape. To achieve this, I'm going to take this front edge and get here to my model, extrude this to about this, where the upper lip meets the lower lip, do the same on the lower side, move it up, just like so. Now select the side edge and extrude it backwards. To around here, let's scale this in. Okay. I'm going to have this smile. I want this. For now, I'm going to leave this. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to fix this later. So extrude on the lower side, scale in, move back. You know, just to like have a basic shape for the lips. Excuse me. And yeah, now what happens next? We rotate these so they like turn inside out, so that the outside of the lips, which is now, turns and goes to become the inside of the mouth. This sounds very complex, and when I learned this from my modeling teacher, it really was not very easy to understand this, but it's very, very helpful. Because it gives you a very natural looking mouth. Okay. See how I did this? Oh man, I need to think about this now too. How did this go? Not so much. Okay, let's say like this, and that, and now bridge these two edges. Yeah, and now take these and move them back, scale them up a little, scale it, not that, scale this down. Okay, see? So we got this nice fold in. Now we can bridge here. And start to increase the divisions on our lips. And move them forward to get them the nice and round shape. Scale up. Okay. So the twist happens on the far back side. Okay, like this. Okay, and now I want to have an extra ring going here, so I'm going to detach the components for this. Okay, so that we can now bridge very easily from up to low. Now let's go, before we're doing this, and let's see if we can adjust the shape just a little. Okay, on the lower side too. Detach components. Okay. One, two divisions. Let's get them in. If you have any questions on how I did certain things in Maya, post them in the channel and I do my best to answer them correctly. So one thing you may have noticed is that I toggle my model transparency without using this button, which turns everything transparent. So I wrote a little script to simulate, to implement this very neat max feature, which is in 3ds Max. You can, by hitting Control Alt X, you can turn on X-ray mode for the selected object. As long as it supports a transparency channel, the surface shader has another sort of attribute for this. But any other sort of material should work just fine for this. So if you want this, I can put a download. I'll make another video on how you can set this up. You need to do some scripting, or take my scripts. I can provide it for you. Okay, now let's save, bridge that. No, wait a little. Not these two. No bridge. Now select these all. The reason why I don't bridge these is because the Maya bridge command is a little bit silly. It's or maybe it's just logic. Because when you bridge something, it'll leave a gap between the two ends you're bridging, because you know a bridge connects two pieces of, or two spots over a, I don't know, let's imagine a cliff. So if there's no cliff, there still will be the gap Maya's leaving. So I don't bridge these like doing this, because you see it'll leave these two edges as border edges, and even if they are, because these vertices are merged. So instead of bridging, I just do a fill hole and everything works. Okay, now see, this looks like we can use maybe one extra division and move this a little bit more to the front and do an extra division. Okay, and now let's start to shape the lips a little. To do this, we need to do our edges around here. Let's insert one division, save. Now let's start going. Let's get this nice little caving in for the under the nose thing. And start to shape the lips. I want him to have two big lips. So let's move these things down. You know, I drew them with a smile here too, but I really don't want to model the smile, so I'm sort of counter-reacting here and trying to imagine what this would look like with a neutral mouth pose. Okay. I think I need an extra division here to get the nice mouth corner. Okay. Now let's shape the lower lips. They are very off here. Safe, smooth. Okay, it's starting to look good. Or yeah, it's like the very beginning. So now let's fix this again, because we are starting to get exactly the thing I wanted to prevent. But we're going to fix this when we insert more divisions. So first I want to pick the lips edges and extrude them in. Okay, to get the fleshy lip. And now it's we need to close this gap here by pushing down some edges and points. Okay. Now let's start with the lips are closed. So to make them look closed, I'm going to like invert the positions of the vertices to so the upper lip edges are on the lower side and the lower edges are on the upside, so that we get a very close lip. Okay, I need to push this up a little bit more. Okay, and the lip is starting to look close here. And now we need to fix this little hole. So I see we still left some holes in this. Let's start to close these to approximate this to get the better interpolation between the these edges and the inverted. Move these things closer. This can be very hard to figure out how things need to go, but with some experience, some exercising, and repeating this modeling stuff over and over again, you will pretty fast get a good feeling on how things end up. Okay. This is still looking way too sharp. I think I can fix this by moving this stuff back just a little. Okay, you see what we got here is very nice and fleshy mouth. Wrinkle looks so strange here still because it like goes, we need to get this underneath the lip. And then it'll start to look natural. See? Okay. I'm going to make a quick stop here and do another recording because the file size is going to get too large if I record this all in one piece. So I'll be back in just 1 second.